Hello everyone. Hi, how are we going? It is Technique Tuesday and today is the 2nd of September. This is an exciting day because it is new catalog or new product eve, right? Who's excited? Because I am. I've got lots of things that I can't wait to show you. And I'm going to show you some of them today. So that's going to be fun. The gremlins didn't completely go away, but can you hear me? That's the question. Can you hear me now? Because I had to turn off the sound on my computer this time and I was still getting reverb. So can you hear me? Tell me if it's okay. No one said no sound yet. So yes, you can hear me or no? All good. Thanks, Margaret. Awesome. Okay, I've actually switched the power of my watch off because my watch was picking up again today, even though it wasn't connected. And I'm thinking maybe the watch was connected to the phone. Oh, my goodness. One of these days I will get it right. Technical Tuesday. I know. I know. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's forget about that. As long as you can hear me, that is the most important thing. Coming in loud and clear. Thank you, Maureen. I'm very, very happy about that. Thanks, Roz. Awesome. Okay, so today I'm going to have some fun because I'm playing with one of my favorite things. And if you saw the title of the video on YouTube, you'll know what I'm playing with today. It's one of my most favorite products, and I always have fun whenever I play with this. This is white ink, and it is pigment ink. So let's switch over to the desk and have a little talk about that and why it's different, and I'll give you a few how-tos with the white ink before we start. Hello, you watched the replay tonight, Perry? Hi. Well, it's lovely to have you with us, even if it's brief. Thank you so much. You're taking your 9-year-old to the opera house. Wow. Is there a show on or something, or just to have a look at the opera house, which is also good, right? All right, but I won't hold you up. I know you got to go, so that's good. I'm looking good. No, I have not, Cherie. I think I watched it yesterday, and I usually do that every second day, so sometimes every third day, just depends on how much time I have up my sleeve. But no, nothing different. And in fact, it's getting very long and unruly and needs a haircut, but I'm holding out as long as I can. Hello, Judy. Nice to see you there. All right, you guys, let's click over to the desk and have a little thinker about what we're doing today. All right, let me straighten it up because I don't like it when I'm crooked. Don't like it at all. And let's get rid of some of the mess. Let's see if we can do that. That's a challenge. All right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. All right, well, like I said, we're playing with white ink today, and I'm going to show you a few things that you can do with white ink. Now, this is not everything. There are so many things you can do, but more than we have time to do in an hour or so of videos. So I'm just going to pick a few of my favorites tonight, and I'm going to be using new products to do it. Okay, so, oh, hello, Yvonne. Is it Yvonne or Yvonne? My cousin was an Yvonne, and I know some people prefer Yvonne. So it depends where you put the emphasis, right? You bought a white ink pad and refill but haven't touched it yet. All right, I will do my best to inspire you, Susan. Thank you for that little challenge. Oh, Leslie, are you okay? Oh, that doesn't sound good. Painful is bad. We don't want that. Okay, all right. So let's have a look at our white ink. Now, this one, I've had this one for quite a while. But when you buy a white ink pad, it is different to all of our other ink pads for a few reasons. First of all, this is not water-based ink. This is pigment ink, which means it has a totally different chemical makeup. And then on top of that, you still don't have a white ink pad, Lorraine. Well, I hope I can convince you because there are just so many things you can do with it. And like I said, we're only going to do a few today. But the good thing about a white ink pad is that it is, because it's a pigment ink, that has some advantages and lends itself to techniques that you can't do with classic ink pads. Now, the classic ink pads, let me just grab one off the shelf. Oh, that's not a good choice. Let me pull another one off the shelf. This one's not in bad condition. All right, so Strawberry Slush, okay, is one of our classic ink pads. You can see it says classic ink pad. This is water-based. So if you add water to it, you can watercolor with it. You can spread it around. You can, it washes off your clothes if you happen to get it off your clothes. Thank goodness for that, right? But when you buy it, it comes with the ink in it, and then you can buy refills to add more, okay? The white ink pad, when you order it, it comes uninked, okay? Now, there was a lot of trouble over the years with the white ink pads that we used to have. They would come filled, and we had a lot of problems, especially in the South Pacific market. And I don't know why, but maybe the climate. I don't understand exactly, but they used to leak a lot. Okay, now when we had the vanilla, that was even worse. Does anyone remember we had the vanilla ink pad once upon a time? And that leaked really, really badly, and they took it off the market altogether. This one is thankfully not as bad, but when it was coming inked, it used to leak a bit. Okay, there was quite a lot of incidences of leaking ink pads. So these days it comes uninked, and you get a refill with it. So it's up to you to fill it when it arrives. So I'm actually going to fill mine today. I did actually already fill. Oh, I'm going to show you. That's a sneaky peek of something we're going to be doing later. All right, so I did actually ink this morning because I was using it on a project, and I'm going to do it again because I always think it's better to have white ink that is over inked than under inked. All right, and how do you do it? You're going to need your re-inker, you're going to need your pad, and you're also going to need, let me see if I can grab it. Oh, hang on a second. What did I do with that? One moment, you guys. Here it is. It's just hiding down in between all things. You're going to need a spoon, okay? Just a teaspoon out of the kitchen. That's fine, all right? So I'm going to add ink to this, and I'm going to be fairly liberal with it, okay? Because like I said, I would rather have a white ink pad that has too much ink than not enough. So I'm just going to, and you can see this is not like the other refills. The other refills are watery and just, you know, you drop them straight in, right? But this is like it's like a glue, isn't it? It's like white goo. And I'm just going to put a fair amount here. Now, when you're first inking this up, and it's never been inked before because it comes, like I said, uninked, you want to be quite liberal with it. So, you know, I would think up to half, probably around half of a refill would be about right. Okay, so you really do want quite a lot. But you can see I've added a fair amount there. I could add more if I wanted to. All right. You never used your white ink? Oh, you need to change that because I'm a big white ink fan. All right, I'm getting my spoon and I'm taking the back of the spoon and I am massaging that ink that's sitting on the surface there into the pad. Okay, so I'm going to massage it in. And you can see it massages in really, really well. Okay, so it's going straight into the pad and can then be used on a stamp or for other things that you might want to do, like what I'm going to show you. So you're going to massage all that in. If you feel like you test it, and if you feel like you could still use more, go back and do it again. Okay, so you want to add quite a lot of ink to the ink pad. So the first thing you can do with white ink, obviously, is stamp on dark colors. Okay, so I've got a Secret C panel here, and let me grab a new product. Some of you did see me use this a couple of weeks ago. We've got some birdies here. I think those would be really nice on my piece here. And I've also got, so it goes with this same set. All right, so this set is actually called Peaceful Days, and this is actually the match for the Peaceful Days scrapbooking kit. Okay, but these also match the Peace on Earth dies and stamps, and you can see these in the mini catalog. So these ones are in the mini, they're both in the mini catalog actually, but I think a lot of people missed the Peaceful Days ones because they weren't really looking at the scrapbooking stuff, and they thought they saw it was scrapbooking and went straight on past. Okay, so I have found that a lot of people have been telling me that they missed this one. Now, this is a from the dies. I don't know if you can see this. It's got like a little, can we see this under the light? Oh, it might be too blurry. Oh, no, look, there you go, up near my finger here. Okay, it's got like a little tiny fine edge on it, and I really like it. I think it's really cool, right? Yeah, you're not the only one, Leslie. Why is the pigment ink? Can you heat? Yes, absolutely, Marilyn. Yep, exactly. Although I still lean towards Versamark personally. That's just a personal preference. If you feel that that you ever want to use white ink, because you can use white with clear, you can use it with any embossing powder actually, and of course the end result will be the color of the embossing powder, not the white ink. But you certainly can use it if you don't have Versamark. White ink is a good replacement. I just have a preference for Versamark because I just feel like then if I'm using white with white, I feel like I get a even whiter result. But I don't know. I think that might just be me making that up. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to put, this is going to end up in the middle of my card here, and I'm going to have a couple of my little birds flying around. So I haven't decided, you know, like if I was to have one here, we're going to end up losing the top of it, aren't we? You know, we could cut them out. That would look fun, but it would take a lot more time. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to turn this over, actually. I'm not going to do that today only because, in fact, I'm wondering if I should have, in this, in these dies, this is the Peace on Earth dies. So these are out tomorrow, and I love them. They have beautiful matching paper and some lovely bits and pieces like little snowflake elements and all sorts of things. Okay, got these great little birds. Okay, little doves. We've got some little stars here. I haven't even worked out what these are yet. Does anyone know? Does anyone know what those are? I've got to work it out. I always end up working it out, but I haven't yet. So I haven't actually given it any thought until this very moment. And then we have two dies. Now the bigger one is the one that's on here. I'm actually thinking maybe if I use the smaller one, that might be better because then my birds will fit on better. Okay, so I could do that. So let me quickly run this through, and we'll have, actually I did actually run this one through earlier, but I didn't do a very good job. And let me just see if I can fix that up. So I'm going to use the smaller one of these label dies. I like a good label die. Who else? Who else likes label dies? I think they're great. All right, so that's going to give me a bit more room to put my birds around. I think that's probably better. All right, so I've got my little birdie here, and I'm going to put him on a block. And we're just going to stamp this straight on. Now, if your ink is not very well inked, or if I need to get more ink on this, then our result will be not as dramatic, okay? But because, as Marilyn asked before, because we can heat emboss with it, if ever your result is too light, that should be pretty good. But if ever it's too light, you could always emboss with it after. All right, so let me actually put this here in the corner. I'm just have it going over the edge, and you'll see how it looks on this dark cardstock. And I'm actually going to put a silicone mat underneath to give me a better surface, just a better stamping surface. All right, so you can see it's not as bright white as it would be if I embossed it, okay? But this is very, oh, for envelopes, the letters for the doves. Oh, the letters for the doves to deliver. Oh, I see now. Well, there you go. I didn't even realize there were little envelopes. Well, how fun is that? Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, so this is not as bright as it would be if you were embossing it. If you were embossing it, it would be stark white, but it still gives you a really nice effect. Okay, so I wanted to show you that first, just how it looks when you just stamp on a dark color. Because obviously, if we use our regular ink, if it's tone on tone, we do still get a nice look, but the white stands out a little bit more because it's more contrast. Right, so, and it will also, as it dries a little bit softer as well. All right, so I've got that there. And let's just show you what it looks like with, here we go. I've got some little stars in here as well. These little tiny weeny stars. And I'm going to do a few of those around because they will look good. Just put them on a little block. They'll look good tone on tone. And when I say tone on tone, I mean the same color ink as cardstock. So I'm going to use those. Actually, I'm actually going to put this bit on first. So let me, because then I'll know where I want this to, where I want everything to go. So we can see that we have got, I did this one fits well with this one. I should have moved him back a little bit, but oh well, that's fine. You get the idea. That's all that really matters, right? So I'm gonna, and you can see it does show up on the same color cardstock, but obviously not as much contrast as the white. All right, so that's just to give you an idea. All right, can you see it? We can see the, I'm hoping the light's okay. All right, So let's put a greeting on here and let's use the same color. What one will I go with? This heartfelt prayers would fit quite nicely. All the best in your new adventure. Peace, love, and joy. That one, the heartfelt prayers is going to be the one, or with great deepest sympathy will be the ones that sit on here. Nice. Should we make this a sympathy card? What do you think? I have this feeling that sympathy cards generally should be very simple. Yes, I learned too, Sheila. I didn't know it was envelopes, so there you go. Exactly. It's opaque, not translucent. Exactly. That is true. I have chopped its head off. I know. It's very bad of me. So, you know, this is probably not my best example ever, but hey, it's okay. So I'm going to stamp. Which one will I go? Peace on Earth fits well. Yeah, it would. Should we go with a Christmassy one? Because this is the other thing. This set is not really a Christmas set. Okay, it's got peace, love, and joy. Okay, and peace on earth as per the name. But then we have sympathy, we have prayers, we have big hugs for a good friend, sending, wishing you all the best in your new adventure, and love. So you can use it for Christmas, but you can use this one all year round. And I love that. So what have I done? I've hijacked the dove's mouth for the last few since my stamps arrived. Yes. Well, I didn't realize I was meant to be doing that. So you said peace, love, and joy. You sure it's going to fit? Because I feel like it's very long. Oh, it does fit, but only just. And we have a fair amount of room around. So I'm feeling maybe I'll go with sympathy, please, says Susan. Okay, I will do that because that will look good. And I'm just going to pop that right there. And I'm going to use my Secret C ink again. And I'm going to stamp it in the middle. I'm just getting over it, so I'm sorry if you're looking at the back of my head. All right, so that isn't that a nice stamp? It's really nice. It's a nice font. All right. I'm just thinking I should have, if I'd thought to do it, I should have got the snowflake embellishments out. I wonder if I've got those handy. I don't know if I do or not. Those are really nice. They've got like all different blues and things. But you could also use other things. You could use, you know, silver ones from the, and we've also got, you know, Cloud Cover and Secret Sea and these pearls, which are really, really lovely. So we have a lot of choices. I could just use, I'm just looking to see if I have any more. Well, here are the embellishments for the snowflakes. These are the matching ones. And this is what I wanted to show you because I'm trying to show you some new stuff today. These will go really nicely on here because I'm sorry about the birdie's head. I'm very sad about that. All right, I do feel we need to amp up the greeting a little bit with some cloud cover. I'm going to use some cloud cover here on a, I'm just going to use this scrap paper. That's fine. And I'm just going to add a bit of that over the top here just to soften everything. Blending brushes are probably one of your best tools you can have. I just think they help you, you know, level up all your cards. They look fantastic. All right, so I'm a bit sad about the bird here, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead with this now, and for the next card, I'll be more careful and make sure I don't chop his head off. Because that makes me sad. I don't want him to be headless. I am probably going to need to grab some. I've got a million mini dimensionals, but all my big dimensionals, I cannot see them right now, so I'm just going to grab another packet. I think I need to add some more dimensionals to my next order. I do go through a lot of them. Turnip portrait, like Marilyn suggested. Put a little higher. So you mean, well, I can't do that now with this greeting. You mean, oh, you mean this way? Ah, well, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Ah, dear. All right, I'm going to have a few more. Thank you, Marilyn. Oh, I need to add a few more of these. That's what you meant, right? I got it now. Clearly it's, you know, some days I'm not firing on all cylinders, I guess, but that's okay. All right. All right, so let's add a couple of dimensionals now behind this. And brand new pack. Problem solved. Thank you, Marilyn. Why didn't I think of that? Now the birds are not headless. Now they've got all their faculties, and you know, never mind that I probably don't, but that's okay. All right, I'm liking. It's very simple card. But we can add some of these little guys. Now we have Secret Sea, Misty Moonlight, Balmy Blue, and White. I'm wondering which ones to go with. Maybe the Misty Moonlight would be nice. What do you guys think? Which color? Secret Sea, Misty Moonlight. Actually, this is not Balmy Blue. That's Cloud Cover and White. What do you think, guys? Any suggestions? Yeah, it's gone. Yours brought mine out. That's what happened. Just because I don't normally have one of those, but I think maybe today I do. Misty Moonlight is what that MM is, Leslie. Cloud Cover, White. We have lots of options. Misty Moonlight, White, Cloud Cover. Oh my goodness, it's going around and around. Everyone seems to have. Maybe I should toss a coin on this one. All right, let's see what looks good. No one said Secret Sea, so that one's out. Maybe the Cloud Cover, because it might give me a little bit more contrast if I'm putting it here on the background. So maybe a Cloud Cover down here. These are cute. Look how cute they are. Can you see them? They're super nice. They look like little flowers, but they're actually meant to be snowflakes. One up here. And another one just above. All right. Now, it needs something, doesn't it? But anyway, I will finish this card off a little later. I wanted to show you how your white ink stamps on your dark cardstock. It looks good. So that's good. All right, sample one, done. We're going to call that done for now. All right, so I'm going to put a couple of these things back where they came from. And I'm going to put the little stars back in and the birdie. When you clean off your bird, you can, when you've got white ink on your stamp, you can clean it off on a chamois if you want to, but you can use it on your scrub. Don't think you're going to wreck your scrub or anything. And if you do get a bit of white ink showing here on the dark scrub, that's not a problem. It'll just wash out. So you don't have to worry about that. So I've never had problems cleaning a scrub after using white ink. All right, so let's put that back in here and these here. And the sympathy stamp, where did that one end up? Somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Give that a clean. So that's very, very, very simple. Just using your white ink on a dark coloured cardstock. All right, let's level up a little bit. And I'm going to show you another new set. And this new set's, well, I've got a couple of things to show you. First of all, I'm going to start with this. Okay, and if you, who has noticed this in the catalogue? It's called the Gingerbread Man. And for obvious reasons. And you can see I've already gone ahead and cut my gingerbread man just to save a little bit of time. But there's lots and lots of pieces in here. Look at them all. Okay, so you've got little conversation bubbles. You've got a mug. You've got a little tie, a little bow here. You've got lollies or sweets, depending on what you say, where you are. You've got a lollipop. You've got some of these cut out dies that are in the stamp set. Let me quickly find them for you. And some of them don't. Some of them just are standalone. So like the hat is standalone and the candy canes are standalone. But this is the stamp set that matches. Super cute. You wouldn't use the set, but you like it. I know, it's fun. Okay, it is a really fun set. And I have already made a card previously, which some of you may have already seen. So this is like one of the, I liked you've got different faces. Do you realize this? You've got like your main gingerbread face, which you can, these are separate. So the outline of the gingerbread man is a standalone stamp. And then this, and this are all separate faces that you can use on your gingerbread man. So you can make your gingerbread man, you can make it a gingerbread girl because she's got eyelashes. Can you see that? Which is a bit of fun. And this one, the winky one, I think is my favorite because it looks a bit cheeky, and that's the one I used on here. Okay, I used the winky face. And then the hat, which is this one here. I can't take it off because my fingernails are not very sturdy, but here you go. Little hat, okay, and depending on what you cut the hat out of, in my case, I think this hat looks quite knitted. Can you see how it looks like it's a knitted hat? And that's because of the paper that I used. I decided to use the paper from, and I showed this the other night on my Friday night video too, this paper here, which is, oh, now the name eludes me. I better find it again. It's in the catalogue. I can't show the inside yet, not until tomorrow. Tomorrow I can show you the inside. Yay, and tomorrow I will. Because tomorrow we have another video. I have my scrapbooking spotlight video at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So for anyone who wants to join us and see the inside of the catalogue and all lots and lots of new stuff, I will show you that tomorrow. All right, this set is called Christmas Tags and More. He's naked. No, he's wearing a hat. That's right. Thank goodness for that, right? We could get in trouble. All right, but there's die cuts in this little set. See, there's like little ornaments and things and bows and poinsettias and candy canes. And then there's some beautiful double-sided. Now, this paper here, that one is the one I used for the hat. Okay, so see how it turned out? And it, like I said, it looks knitted. I didn't realize that until I cut it out. And then I went, ooh, I like that. All right, so there we go. And then there's lots of different pieces in here, like little ornaments upside down. Probably be better if I showed them up the right way, hey? And then there's also this one, which has got, I like this one, like half a wreath, part of a wreath. There's also a wreath embossing folder that I'm going to show you in a moment. And that wreath embossing folder, you can do part of that too, because it's quite large. It's a 6x6 wreath. And if you don't want to make a card that big, you just use part of it on a card. So, all right. So I have gone ahead and cut out, show it to you, this die. All right, this is the die that cuts out the gingerbread man. It's quite big. See how big it is? It's huge. You guys. I know, it looked like that just because of the paper. Now, what this is in the middle here, that's a score line. Okay, so when you cut out this piece, and like I said, I've already done that, okay, you have a score line in here so you know exactly where to fold it. And then you kind of line it up with the rest of it and then push it down into place, or use your bone folder. There's just such a tiny little fold, right? And then you've got a card, right? Now, you can cut out a second white piece and pop it inside, which is what I did with mine. So I cut out a second one and put that on one side, so I've got somewhere to write. And then I made a little banner out of that paper I just showed you, a piece of that, and I stamped the sugar and spice and everything nice on there. And I think that's a lot of fun. And if you're looking at these guys, these ones here, these are from, oh, where are they? Hang on, I've got them. Here they are. I love these. They are called, what are they called? They are called Delightful Decorative Dots. Look at how cool they are. So you've got red, you've got, well, it looks like peach, doesn't it? And then these ones here, I'm not sure what color those are. Well, they kind of look like shaded spruce, but holographic. It's kind of, yeah, kind of strange. So really, really nice. Really love them. So, so yeah, I just thought that that was something you would like to see, because all these come together in the same, they're on the same page in the catalogue. And I think that they are fantastic. The DSP is not, that's separate. But why am I showing you this? Because I was thinking pecan pie, which is what this color is, would look fantastic if we embossed it with white ink. So I'm going to grab out my my gingerbread man. So you'll see what I mean about the gingerbread man. It's just, you have to be a little bit careful because it's so thin. You don't want to stretch it and you know, break it, which you could easily do if you weren't being careful. So I'm going to put this down on face down on my silicone mat here because it won't stick. If I put it on my glass mat, it may stick and then end up being a funny shape. So by putting it on the silicone mat, it doesn't stick to that, and then it makes it really easy to pick up. So you can use, you could just get away with block E, but it goes over the edges a little bit. So I'm actually going to use my bigger block, which is block, what block is this? F block. All right, and I'm going to pick up the whole thing straight from my silicone mat here. All right, so now it's right and it's on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down and I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to line it up. And this is why we love our photopolymer stamps, right? Because we can see where we're going. So you could do this in Versamark or you could do this in white ink. And because of the exercise, I'm doing it today in white ink. But before I do that, if I'm going to emboss it, and that's the plan, I would suggest that you use your embossing buddy first. So does everyone understand what an embossing buddy is? They come in our embossing editions kit. I love it. And it just means that it's not going to, you won't have stray powder sticking. It may still, but not nearly as much as if you don't do this. So it gets rid of any static electricity. And that's a fantastic thing when you come to, and if you've handled it with your fingers, there's oils and things in your fingers. You don't want that to be attracting powder either. So now I'm going to turn it over. And I am going to line that up as best I can. I'm standing over the top of it so it's easier. And I'm going to pop that straight onto my pecan pie gingerbread cutout. Give it a moment to make sure that the ink actually transfers. And you can see, now you could just leave it like that. That looks pretty good actually. But because we're embossing, we're going to do that. And I'm using our white Wow embossing powder. I've got my embossing editions kit, which has got the brush and the tweezers, and I'm just going to pop it right here. And I'm going to pour my Wow white embossing powder over the top. You wondered about the bundle? Oh, you're very welcome. This is well. I did already do with my other team members, Denise and Ellen and Courtney. We did a big walkthrough on our team page a couple of weeks ago, actually. So if anyone in the team hasn't seen that, where we went right through the whole catalogue, then that's a good thing to go and look at as well. Right now I'm doing this. He doesn't have a face yet. I'm aware of that. I'm going to tip that off. Okay, and now the powder is stuck to that all the way around, and we're going to get a better result than if we just stamped on the darker color like we did before. So I'm going to, and the nice thing about using white on your pecan is it looks like icing, right? It looks like that somebody's actually used icing on our gingerbread man, like a real one. So let me pop that. All right, and I'm thinking I still have several techniques to show you, so I need to pick up the pace here, guys, because we have not gone nearly as much as what I want to show you today. I hope we don't need a part 2. I mean, it would be okay if we do need a part 2, but I want to show you more stuff, right? All right, so I'm going to grab my heat tool. These are fantastic. If you don't have one of these and you want to do embossing, so much better than using a toaster. Who did that? Who did a toaster? I used to do that once upon a time. I was talking to a friend who said she actually, to use her toaster as a heat embossing tool, she had to actually put toast in the toaster so it would heat up. It wouldn't do it without a piece of toast in it, which is kind of amusing, really. So she had all these uneaten pieces of toast. So now can you see how this is changing color? I'm going to bring it up. Can you see where it's starting to go really white there, where it's heating? It hasn't done here yet, but this little hand here has started. I'm going to hold this with my tweezers so I don't burn myself. I'm not using the tweezers as tweezers. Obviously, you could use anything at this point. You don't have to use tweezers. If you want to hold it with the tweezers, that's probably what you're supposed to do, but I'm being lazy. Okay. Right, so we've now got our gingerbread man embossed, and it looks lovely and white. It doesn't put, as soon as it's done, it's ready. You don't have to wait, for it to, it cools down pretty fast, and that can't be smushed off. It's not going anywhere. All right, and then I would add a face and so forth. But this has shown you what I'm trying to do. I would then, to put another white one in, I would cut out a white piece, just this part, and I would just cut along there, and then put that white piece inside so I've got somewhere to write. Does that make sense? You've had your heat tool for donkey's ears. I know they're fantastic things. Really, really great. All right, so I'm going to say that's enough of this sample right now, and I'll finish that card later, just so that we can get to everything we want to get to today. I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to show you my favorite new set at the moment. Right. So the new set, and the one I'm very excited to show you, is branching out. And some of you may have seen that I did, I've done a couple of cards. I did a reel with this one. Some of you may have seen it. Showed you how to make that. And that was actually the first card I made with it. I really like it. But since then, I've made a bunch of cards. And one of the things that I did do was I've made a bunch of cards, and these are the cards we're going to be making for our Zoom at the end of September. Who wants to Zoom with me this month? This is something I do every second month. I have thought about doing it every month, but at the moment I'm doing it every second month. And every time we have new product release, there's always something new to play with, and I try and use new stuff in my Zooms. So this month I've chosen the branching out kit, the dies, and the stamps to do my Zoom class. Okay, so it's not a very good photo. You're not getting a very good, but I'll post it online. This will be going on my blog later tonight. You can go over there and check it out, and all the information will be there. And how do you get into the Zoom? If you buy the Branching Out bundle from me, you are automatically registered for the Zoom. Okay, I'll send you all the information, and you'll get the link to join the Zoom class. The Zoom class will be on, let me make sure I've got the right giving you the right information. It should be the 24th of Wednesday. I'm quickly looking at my calendar because my diary is not here. Yes, it'll be the 24th, Wednesday, the 24th of September at 2 p.m. Okay, so for anyone who'd like to do that with me, that's when I'm planning on doing it. Your bundle should arrive on Thursday. Fantastic. I know, the dies are the standout. Now, if you can't afford the whole bundle, you which is the registration for the Zoom, you can, I would strongly suggest, if you had to choose between them, get the dies. The dies are fantastic, and they have nested dies, and I am a big fan of any nested dies. So let's open this up and show you what I'm talking about. So there are 6 nested dies in these. It's like a rectangle with the corners, like a ticket corner, isn't it? Okay, and we have 6 of those, all right, 6 different ones. And then there are 4 other dies, some little like pine needle ones. There's a pine cone, there's some berries, and there's a row of berries. So there's a few different types of dies in here, but the star of the show, in my opinion, is these nested dies. They are absolutely fantastic. Love, love, love them. And I've been using them. Oh, I used a hairdryer. You have to be careful with a hairdryer because it can be too powerful and blow all your powder away. So it's got to be a very, very low blow. That's what it's got to be. Just looking at all your comments. No, I've designed it with no DSP. You could use DSP if you wanted to. And I did think about adding the Country Woods DSP, which is one that's in our annual catalogue, but I ended up designing 3 cards that have no DSP. But I'll have all the information on the blog post later this afternoon. Now that I've designed the cards and photographed them, all I've got to do is write up the supply list and have that available for people. So there we go. That'll be a lot of fun. Now, there are 2 other ways to get it. If you're in my team, you get it for free. Okay, that's just anyone in my Insomniacs team that would like to join the Zoom, just let me know. I will be posting that in our team group later so that you can respond to that. And then the third way is if you've already got the branching out set or you just want to join the Zoom, but you haven't bought it through me, you can still purchase the class for $15. Okay, so that's my standard Zoom price. So I hope that helps everybody. Yes, the Zoom will be recorded. Always, it's recorded and goes up on YouTube afterwards. So if you've watched it and you'd like to watch it again, it'll be on YouTube for you to see it again. Or if you missed it, you can still go and see it. But the link, the YouTube link, is only given to those registered for the class. So it's a private link, or unlisted, I should say. Not 2 p.m. for a Zoom. Always watch Denise then. Denise and I will talk. And I maybe could move it. I could move it maybe to 3, but I'll talk to Denise and we'll sort that out. Okay, Marilyn, thank you so much. I think most people are used to me. Yeah, or Denise might, or I might. So one of us might. We'll try and schedule it so they're not both happening at the same time. So yeah, we've worked it out before. All right, so this is the set, and I have already gone ahead and cut out a piece just so that we had something to work with. And I've got this piece here. Actually, I have 2 pieces, and let me see if I wanted to use the bigger one or this. I actually want to use the bigger one. I think this one's bigger. All right, so you can see that one's a little bit smaller. Can you see that? So I'm going to use the bigger one, and I'm going to move things out of the way, and we're going to stamp a little bit. And what I wanted to show you was how to make these make it look like a little snowy pine cone scene. It looks really, really good. I love this effect. And I'm going to use early espresso, or you could use pecan too for the branch. All right, so I'm going to have them. I think I might go down from the top, and I'm going to have it right about here. So it's coming down. It's a branch hanging down from above, but you can have it going up the other way too. So I'll talk to Denise. We'll sort that out. Thanks, Marilyn, for that reminder. All right, now we have got in here these great little pine needles. Now there are some little groups of 3. There's 2 groups of 3 actually. There's these ones which are a bit further spaced out. There's a single one, and there's also like a closer group. And I like all of them. But the reason that I'm talking about this is the fact that if you want to control exactly where they go a little bit more, then using one is probably a good way to go. I'll just stick that on a little tiny block. And I'm going to use garden green. You could also use shaded spruce. That would look nice as well. Now, I'm going to show you how to add, to make these look like a snowy scene. Can you see I've done 3 at once? This is just a quick, easy way to do it if you want to. And they just look really, really good. Now, do I want to add 3 to the other one? Let's see. I'm probably going to end up going off, but that's okay. Yeah, there we go, like that. And then you could add single ones if you wanted to, like if you wanted to have some more single ones. Rather than add more of those, I'm thinking I might add some pine cones. So I might just take that one off. And we'll add a couple of pine cones, because pine cones are super, super cute. They look good in either early espresso or in the pecan pie. Isn't this beautiful though? Look, straight away, it's just gorgeous. You don't have to do very much for this to be amazing. It's a really good stamp set, and it's a fun set to use because it's a stamper set. What do I mean by that? It's easy to use, and you get some really fun different effects. All right, so I've got my little pine cones, and I'm going to have another pine cone right about here, and that'll do. I'm happy with that. All right, now I am going to come in. I'm going to clean that pine cone one, and I'm going to go back to the little pine cone. Sorry, the little pine needles. So I am going to use it after all, because I find you could do these in groups of 3 because that's how we did it originally. But I find it easier to work when I'm adding my white ink. I want to add it one at a time, and because I get a bit more control, and I'm kind of just doing the ends. You don't have to do the whole thing. I'm just adding the ends, and when I put it down, I press harder at the top, so I'm adding more to the top of it. So I hope you can see. Can you see what I've just done there? So I still left the green at the bottom. I hope you can see it. All right, and then do the same with the next one. I'm just pushing it from this end and trying not to put it all the way to the, leave a little bit of green. Now, if you want to make these more full, you can use another color. Now, I saw Sherry, now I hope I'm saying her name correctly, Stokovich, I hope that's right. She's a demonstrator in the US, and she did a beautiful job of adding a look of snow to these. And I just was so impressed. Such a beautiful look. And that really inspired me today. All right, so that's how that's looking. Can we see now how nice the white ink is on that? Doesn't that look good? It's just a beautiful effect. I have heard people say, yes, you could do that, Sheila. I did see someone had suggested exactly that thing, adding cloud cover to that ink pad. Right. So I could, if I wanted to, go over this whole thing. Like before I added the white, I could have used an embossing buddy to get rid of any leftover moisture or oils or anything on any of the stamping that I've done. Use my embossing buddy over the whole thing, and then added the white and then embossed it, and it would come out. It would be very, very striking. But I kind of like the subtle look of the white. Can you see it there? Over the top of this. I think that looks really, really nice. So this is just, I just think this is a beautiful technique. Using your white ink over the top to create a look of snow. What do you think? Do you like it? How good is white ink in this situation? I just think it's beautiful. Now I also have like a little, there's some little tiny, like well, some people would call this dottage, but we also call it splatter. And I'm going to use a bit of white ink in the background, just a bit of splatter as well. So I'm going to have some here and turn it around so they're not all the same, and add some here, a little bit here, and a bit more up the top. And it just gives us like a little bit of a dotty image, so it really does look like it's quite a snowy scene. All right, what do you think? Do you like this? And I'll go ahead and turn that into another card with some beautiful DSP behind. That'll be lovely. So there you go. Now we've got 3 samples, 3 different things you can do with white ink. And we have, if I'm going to stay on time, we have less than 10 minutes left. So let's have a go at another one. This is a new embossing folder. Let me give you the correct name of it. It is beautiful. I love this embossing folder. Give you the correct name. It's part of the Traditions of Christmas suite, which is one of my favorite suites in the catalogue. I do have it. It's absolutely beautiful. So the wreath is called the Traditional Wreath 3D Embossing Folder. It's $19.25. So beautiful, beautiful folder. Now it is 6 by 6. So what would you do with this? Because most of us don't make 6 by 6 cards. And the answer is you can use part of it to create a beautiful, beautiful background. So I did do one earlier, and I want to show you this. This one is a piece of crumb cake, and I have actually wiped white ink straight over the top to create this. Can you kind of see it creates like, it almost looks like stucco or something like that, doesn't it? Or like a plaster or something. It's super nice. Yes, it is the wreath. It's called Traditions of Christmas Wreath, the Traditions Wreath. So I'm just going to quickly grab, let me grab some. I particularly like white on crumb cake. I think it's such a nice, I think it's a beautiful look. And I tend to do this quite a bit. So let me grab a piece. Let me see, how wide is this? 10 by, yep, this is the right size. So if you just wanted to put in, like, you can look to see where it's going, but you can have it going so it's like over half. And then, you know, put your greeting off to the side in a circle or something like that. That looks quite nice. I do want to move it down a little bit because it's not quite, so it's going from one side of the card to the other. So if I was to run that through with my 3D, through my cut and emboss machine with my specialty plate, because it's a 3D embossing folder, and we're going to get that. You can also add the white ink inside the folder, and that's another nice, we can probably do that and compare, right? But I'm just going to show you what it looks like. If you get your white ink and just wipe it straight over the top. Actually, there is actually still some white ink in there from when I did this earlier, and you can see a little bit of it has transferred. There is a little bit there, but that's still not going to give me as much of a dramatic result as what I would like. So I'm actually going to start here at the edge, and I'm going to wipe my ink right over the whole thing. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And it's very, very beautiful. Now, don't worry about all this in the middle here. That's not that big a deal because we're going to be putting our greeting there. All right. Can you see how this looks? It's gorgeous. Look at that. Can you see how nice that is? Traditional wreath. There you go. Thanks, Cherie. Really appreciate that. Yes, I think you do need to re-ink your white pad fairly often. Quite often I go to use it and I don't get the effect I'm going for because it's too dry. So yes, the answer is yes. Vintage, yes. Yes, it is kind of a vintage look, isn't it? I'm just going to grab a piece of paper towel and wipe my desk off. Now, here's something you can do with this. I love this look. And I probably could have made a whole video about this. I have done this before, but what I suggest you do is that you run your embossing buddy over the top to get rid of the stickiness of the white, so it can be handled more easily and you won't smudge any of it or get it all over your fingers, because your embossing buddy is going to set it into place. And now it's, you can see I get like the flower or whatever it is from the embossing buddy. But anyway, so then I grab a blending brush. So blending pen. What am I saying? Blender pen. Let me see if I can find one that is good. Okay, so this one is ready to go. And I'm going to get you're going to get either crumb cake or a darker color. Maybe I'll start with crumb cake because I can always go up to pecan if I want to. And I'm not going to do this whole thing now, but I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ink from the edge here. Or the other option you can do is pick up some on a block and then pick it up from the block. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to create shadows to make this a little bit more dramatic. Now, this will take quite a bit of time, so we haven't got time to do this right now for the whole thing. But I want you to see how it looks, so I'll just do a small amount. But this is a beautiful technique. It's like we're highlighting the shadows to make it look even more 3D. And it's not a fast thing, but it's quite rewarding and gives you a beautiful sense. Can you see how I've just made that stand out so much more just by adding a little bit of crumb cake in the shadows? So it looks like it's really dimensional. It does take a bit of time, I did a video with this with the Magnolia embossing folder when we had that a few years ago. Not the one we had in the last couple of years, but one we had years and years ago. The big Magnolia that went with the Good Morning Magnolia set. That was absolutely beautiful. And I did this with that. And oh my gosh, it got a lot of views. A lot of people loved it. I should do that again, shouldn't I? All right, so do you get the idea what I'm doing here? See how this bit is standing out so much more because of what I've done. So you could decide whether you want to level it up that much or not. But it's such a beautiful effect. And I love this. So this is another thing you can do with your white ink. Drag your white ink over the top, or you can also ink up the inside of your embossing folder before you emboss, but it's not quite as dramatic as when you take your ink pad and drag it across the top. All right. Yes, the sunflower embossing folder does look good, Sheila. It's exactly right, but it's beautiful. This is just a lovely way to go with your white ink. All right, who have I not convinced to get white ink yet? Who thinks white ink is for sissies? All right, that's 4 samples we've done, and I haven't finished a single card, not one, but I've got 4 cards on the way, not far off being finished, so that's really good. So this is my star of the day, the branching out set with the beautiful branching out dies. I just want to tell you something about this, and that is that this is not a Christmas set. And I think a lot of people just look at it and go, oh yeah, it's a Christmas set, and keep moving. It is not. In fact, there's no Christmas stamp sets in here. The only one you might get away with is From Our Family to Yours, that could be used at Christmas time. And there's a scent with lots of love. You could use it at Christmas time, but it's certainly not Christmas. But then there's all these other ones. Thinking of You brings joy to my heart. We've got a beautiful hello. This is a really, really nice hello. It's a big hello. That's the size of it right there near my thumb. So it's a good size. Happiest birthday wishes to a special someone. And this one says, wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. Okay, so not a specific Christmas set, but you could certainly add, like when I do my Zoom cards, the cards that I'm making, I haven't made them as Christmas cards because I'm using stamps from this set. However, I'm thinking that if you want to change out any of the greetings to make them Christmas cards specifically, that's really easy to do, right? You didn't realize it's not a Christmas stamp. Yep, there you go. There is no Christmas stamps, Brenda. That's true. All right, so how do we go? I hope that you guys will purchase the branching out set and do the Zoom with me, because I just think this is absolutely beautiful, and I love the cards I've made with it. I'm super, super happy. This is not a good photo. It's meant to be a sneak peek so you get a bit of a feel for it. Yes, there's a lot of crumb cake and garden green and early espresso in it, but aside of that, I just love them. I'm so happy with how they turned out, and I love it when that happens. You sit down to create and you don't know exactly what you're going to do, and then you end up making some beautiful cards. So that made me very happy. All right, so this is the white ink on the embossing folders. This is the white ink added to the branches to make it look like a snowy pine tree scene. This is the embossing added to pecan pie to make our gingerbread man icing. And this is our white ink stamped on a dark background to create a very soft look, rather than if you embossed it where it would look quite stark. So yeah. I hope that everyone enjoyed those today, and I hope you got a good look at some new products. Did anyone have any questions while I'm here? Anything that you didn't quite understand, or anything that you would like to see me do with other products? I have got a few other things I haven't shown you yet. I did put up a card today. Actually, have I got that handy? On my Instagram page and I'm not sure what I did with it, but it's using, oh, here it is. Found it. Stop looking. This one. So that's from the Traditions of Christmas set as well. And that is actually that beautiful flower bundle there in the middle. That little bouquet is actually cut directly from the DSP because it matches the dies. We love that, right? So lots of fun things. Lots and lots of fun things to show you. Here you go. I'll show you another card. one more. This is also with the branching out set. This is a reject from the, not because I don't like it, but just because I wanted to have a more of a variety of cards, and this one was a little bit too similar to one of the others. So I didn't end up, this one I ended up, and you'll see I used the bigger dots in this one. So I think they're meant to be berries, but I kind of like them in the background too. So there you go. Oh, good. I'm so glad. That's awesome, Brenda. Thank you. All right, come back to me. And if anyone has any questions, now is your time to ask, because obviously tomorrow is our go live. Well, after midnight tonight is our go live, because that's tomorrow, right? So the 3rd of September is the date where our new catalogue starts, but also the online exclusives. So if you're in the online store, make sure you look at those too, not just what's in the catalogue. There are some beautiful, beautiful things this year in both online and also new kits. So we have some really fun things out this month, and I'm excited to share them all with you in the coming days. Don't forget to check back tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be live at 12 o'clock for my scrapbooking spotlight, and maybe that's what I need to do with my Zoom. Maybe I need to make that at 12 o'clock or something like that too. That might work, because we're usually done in under 2 hours for a Zoom. You like my hair longer? Thank you. It needs a cut, Leslie. But yeah, I actually do like it longer too. Yes, the Zoom this month is branching out. That's correct. I hope that suits everybody. And I know I can't suit everybody, but I have to pick something that I think has lots of versatility and something that I think people will get a lot of use out of, and that's why I chose that set. I also thought about the gingerbread set, but I thought it had less versatility than the branching out set. So there was, well, 1 p.m. would be good, but it goes, do you mean for the Zoom? The problem with that is if we go for 2 hours, it's still going to run over Denise's time at 2 o'clock. So there you go. It's in your cart, Tanya. Woohoo! You can Zoom with us. Hooray! All right. That's awesome, you guys. Have a fantastic afternoon. I will see some of you, hopefully many of you, back here for Scrapbooking Spotlight at 12 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to be doing the new Peaceful, is it called Peaceful Days? Yes, Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, which is the one in all the colours. I'll just hold it up so you can see what I'm talking about. Quickly. It's this one. Okay, that's the one we're doing tomorrow. If I get through it fast enough and we are able to do it, I might even get time to make a card as well, because I like making cards with the scrapbooking kits because there's always heaps left over. All right, you guys, have a great evening, and I will see many of you tomorrow. Bye.